Welcome, hunters. Another episode of DAKY Whitetails, Chasing the Dream. What I want to talk about today is like a little bit. I'm going to bounce around a little bit. It's about keeping yourself healthy. It pays off come hunting season, and I want to talk a lot about hunting with my friends and kind of just staying in touch with my friends and how special they are. And I'm sure everybody else out there has got the same thing. But man, don't lose touch with your friends and your family and stuff, because at the end, that's really all you got. And it's really pretty special. And I've been fortunate enough, kind of where I started. I used to live in New Jersey. I moved to South Carolina, and now I live down here in Houston, Texas. And I feel pretty lucky because with kind of bouncing around like that, I really got to meet a lot of interesting people and meet a lot of good friends. And like yesterday, I had a friend of mine at work call me. He's going to be pretty pissed off at me because he wanted to go fishing. This guy I work with, really nice guy. And I fished with him before down there in Galveston. We had a great time, caught a few fish. And but he called me yesterday and he told me his family was going down, and he asked me if I wanted to go down and kind of hang out with them. And but I was cleaning out my closet because I'm trying to get these clothes together, and I'll talk about that towards the end of this video, why I'm kind of what I'm doing kind of next and adding to my my vlogs. But like I said, I told him I was kind of pretty busy and I was trying to clean this closet out. Once I got into it, I really didn't feel like stopping. So, but then, like right in the middle of it, my other friend calls me up, this guy I used to work with, and this buddy of mine, Tony, that if anybody knows me, they know this guy, Tony, that I grew up with. And so that's how I met this guy, Josh, and plus he worked at the same place before, where I work at now. And he called me up, and I kind of told him the same thing. I said, dude, man, I'm cleaning out my closet. And he's like, come on, you could do better than that. And he goes, come on, let's go, let's go. And like real, something I want to say about him, this guy is a great guy. When I kind of first met him and everything, he's the type of guy, if you ever need any help, he's the first one there. He's a Marine. And what I say, it gives me chills when I say that, because, I mean, he is the true Marine, this guy. Super nice guy. He'll help anybody. And he thinks of everybody else before himself. And what I want to say about him, too, his son, he's got a son that's got a tumor on his brain. I don't know the extent of it. I don't know if it's cancerous, and I don't know, a lot about it, because I really don't. When we're talking, like when we went fishing, I was asking how his son was doing and everything, but he's going in to get operated on pretty soon. I said, I'm pretty sure it's in the next couple of weeks. And his name is Josh. And if you kind of keep touching me, I'm going to talk about him, and I'll let you know how he's doing. But, just keep him in his prayers, and that's what I told him. I said, man, I'll be saying a prayer for him. But I said, he's too good of a guy, and God looks out for people. I don't want to sound corny, but guys look out for people like him because he's that good of a guy. And just like a little shout out to him, I hope everything turns out all right. I'm praying for him. And like I said, he's just like his dad. He's a Marine too, But anyway, as far as, like I said, with this vlog, with my friends, that's the guy I went fishing with yesterday, and now I went with Josh. So I'm sure my buddy Rob is going to say, gee, thanks a lot. Now I know where I stand. But that's one reason, I like hanging out with either one of them. Not that we did any good. We went down there, my buddy and I, and didn't catch a damn thing. But it almost wasn't that, just being with him. And let me tell you something. I haven't seen the guy in a while. I mean, it's probably been close to about 8 months or so, and been a little while since I've seen him. And damn, did he get big! he started lifting again, and I guess it's like therapy for him. And it was pretty cool because when I seen him, when he picked me up, when I seen him come out of his truck, I was like, damn, dude, you got big. And he looks at me and he goes, damn, dude, you got little. And that's cool because he's trying to get bigger and I'm trying to get smaller. And so I guess it's kind of working. So, like I said, we had compliments for each other, and we went off fishing, and I had a great time. I guess not catching fish was secondary, but uh, but that's why I think it's so special to keep your friends. I mean, really staying, you know, close to them, because I got this other guy that I kind of that I used to know when I lived in New Jersey. This guy Frank, and what's special about him? I mean, I've had a lot of ups and downs, and sometimes it's hard to talk to people about it. Uh, Kind of hard to talk about like what's happened and stuff like that. But with him, I can, I guess he's had his own ups and downs, and when you think about yourself, you think you're all alone. But push comes to shove, you come to find out a lot of people have their own things going on, and it was pretty neat because we could kind of talk about it to each other, and we could kind of relate to each other, and it's pretty neat. And he's a special guy too. And I'm trying to when I go out to Kentucky, because I've talked about Kentucky a lot, and I'm trying to go out the very beginning of September. They open up September 1st. And one of my goals is to kill a velvet buck, and I never did that. I want to put that on my bucket list. But and him and I are trying to get together, and anybody else that's out there, because one thing we got a ton of does, where I hunt here in Kentucky, and I've seen people post on this Facebook and stuff, people that are too busy and stuff like that, and they really don't have time, to with these leases and everything else. So they're like, if anybody out there, knows of a good hunt, well, I do, and I'm not a guide, I'm not an outfitter or nothing, but I mean, I'd love, like I said, to get together with somebody. Or, like I said, right now I got my buddy in New Jersey that wants to do it. But my biggest thing is I'd like to get out there a few times so I could do I want to really get serious on these videos and my vlogs, especially on the hunting end of it. And, I got to get out there, and it's not cheap. I mean, if I could get out there, if somebody's really interested in doing a hunt, I can't promise you nothing because it's hard, because I got to kind of work around work too. I work at the, quick shout out, Champion Rentals right here in Tomball. Super great place. I enjoy it immensely. I don't know if I'm allowed to do this, but like I said, a shout out to them. I got two great bosses. I got this guy Luciano and this guy Paul that are like, you couldn't ask for two better bosses. I mean, it's one of the few jobs. I mean, if you got to go to work, I enjoy going to this place. Well, but like I said, I mean, so I have to kind of work around work. I mean, they're pretty flexible. They'll work with me, and if somebody else is, if somebody watching this is interested, and I got pictures and stuff you can get on like my Facebook and see pictures where I stay and everything. I mean, really, it amounts to getting me there. Because I'm going. I mean, I'm going to try to go twice. Like I said, the beginning of September, and I'm going to go in the end of October, beginning of November. I always go around that time. And but like I said, I'd love to go more. And if somebody's interested or they want to give it a shot, just got to help me get there. I just need an airline ticket there, and, and the rest of it I could take care of. And trust me when I tell you, if you do it, you'll be talking about this. I mean, I'm not saying it's the greatest hunting, but let me tell you something. You will find you'll find it harder to find a better spot. You might find as good, but not better. I mean, the deer quality's up there. The quantity is freaking there. I mean, there's tons of deer. They're pretty liberal with their does now. As far as getting tags and everything else. I mean, as far as a hunting license and stuff is concerned, you're looking at about $260. That's with everything, your bow tag, but you got to get a big game license and all that. But so you're looking at, once you get your hunting license, and like I said, if you're willing, to give it a shot, just like shoot me a message, we'll get together somehow, write a message on us and on one of my on the comments. I appreciate if you hit the like button and with the comments, and I'll try to get back in touch with you. And like I said, we'll take it from there. But that's what I mean as far as with your friends, you know. I mean, like I said, I got these guys. I got this guy, John, when I lived in South Carolina, I became friends with. He did a lot of favors for me. An ace mechanic, this guy. Cantrell's Automotive in South Carolina. If you're in Spartanburg, South Carolina, and you have any problems with your vehicle, you know, if you're passing through or you live there or whatever, I mean, check this guy out. I mean, he's an ace mechanic. I call him here a lot. Like, I'll be at work and these guys will be having a problem with a piece of equipment or a vehicle or something, and they're like beating their heads against the wall, and I'll call my buddy John, and he'll usually tell me, you know, it should be, you know, he's just trying his best. And I mean, 90% of the time, it's it. You know, I'll tell these guys, and they're like, damn, who is this guy? Because that's what it was. So it's pretty cool. Like I said, that's the type of people I've met. And by him helping me out and stuff, really, I mean, the only thing I'm about is hunting, especially bow hunting, you know. And so, you know, the people that are into hunting, I could kind of pay it forward through hunting, and that's what I do. And they get so caught up with me because, like I said, it says, man, you are, you know, a bow hunter right to the marrow. And I am. And I mean, it's kind of, it gets kind of crazy because, I mean, I think about it 24/7. I know there's a lot of people out there saying the same thing, that they're, you know, I'm a bowaholic. That's what I call myself. And so, but it's pretty neat, you know, like I said, because when I'm working, you know, I'm going to be delivering something, and somehow, some way, we start talking about, you know, if they got a camouflage hat on, I'll look on the back window of the pickup trucks and there's a sticker on there, so Texas Bow Hunters or something to do with hunting. And God, we can, you know, I could talk forever to these people. And it's pretty cool, you know, I love it. You know, we have a good time with it. And so as far as my hunting end of it, like I said with my friends, that's what I'm saying. Don't lose touch of your, you know, your friends and family, because it's so easy to do. And I mean, and the sad part about with myself, really, my family, you know, we've had some falling outs and stuff like that, and I'm not saying it's their fault, I'm not saying it's my fault, but I mean, it's kind of equal, and it's so easy. You'd be surprised how easy it is to, you know, to separate, and time goes by, man, it waits for nobody, and before you know it, and I'm like, man, I don't even know who they are anymore. And it's pretty sad, you know. You know, Italian family, figured it never happened to us, you know. And but it did. So don't let it, you know. Life's too damn short. That's why even when I talk to people, you know, getting back to hunting, not a good end of it. When I'm talking to people, and they'll tell you, you know, I'll ask them, I mean, how'd you do last year and shit like that? And they're like, man, I didn't have time. You know, I really didn't hunt. I haven't hunted. I'm like, man, you're out of your freaking mind. You know, and it's almost, you know, I call it cheating time, and I do a lot of that. And thank God I got a good wife, man, that, you know, puts up with it. And because, man, if I can do it, I'll, you know, I'll find the time. I'll find that little bit, and I get a lot of that from my buddy Dink. Because I mean, there was times when he said he was working, he'd come home, he'd have an hour when he got home. I mean, he's lucky because he lives there in Kentucky. I mean, the hunting's right around him. He doesn't have to go anywhere. But same thing with him. I mean, he's 60-something years old, this guy, and he hasn't missed a lick. And it's just inspiration for me because I see him, and he keeps my battery charged. And what's cool, we talk to each other every freaking day. I mean, if I don't talk to him every day, it is rare. And we talk to each other every day. I mean, he charges my battery and I charge his, you know, and that's what, you know, we kind of bounce off each other. That's what I mean as far as I feel so lucky, the people that I've met. I met him, like I said, 30 years ago on a hunt, and we stayed friends ever since. And, you know, I feel like the luckiest dude in the world. You know, I've talked about that before. I've mentioned the guy many times. I mean, I hate to sound redundant, but he's that special of a guy, and I'm sorry, I've mentioned him before, and I'll mention him again. You know, he means the world to me. But and like I said, I'm lucky because I got two great kids. I mean, a shout out to my daughter. There it is, right there, Texas Tech. She graduated a couple of weeks ago. She's all off on her way to Arkansas to continue school. I'm proud of her. I got my son, that I'm proud of. That's him right there. He's a Clemson Tiger, and he's continuing. He's got a little bit more to go, and I know he'll finish because being a Tiger, he won't quit. And so I'm proud of him. But it's just like, damn, it just, I feel so, there's some days, I kind of like depressed and stuff like that. But man, I feel lucky. I am a lucky guy. Like I said, between my friends, my family, it don't get any better. My hunting has been great. These dudes I hunt with in Kentucky, like I said, my friend John, Dink, Harry, Joe, Dave. I mean, I'm going to put videos up. So I'm trying to go out there in a few weeks. It's hay season for them, and I told them I'd try to help them out if I can get out there. So if I do get out there, I'm going to do a lot of videotaping out there so you can kind of really see what this farm looks like. I'll go around, I'll do a vlog out there and really show you everything. Other than that, like I said, I mean, another thing I want to talk about a little bit more, and it means a lot to me lately, is my health. Because about a year ago, I've been fighting this high blood pressure, God, bad, and I'm a truck driver, and I got real scared. I went to the doctor, and, the last time I went to get my blood pressure, I had to get my medical card, and she wasn't going to give it to me. And without my medical card, that means the world to me. I mean, that's really all I am. I'm just I'm a truck driver, and that's my living right there. I need it. And she wasn't going to give me my medical card, and I begged her. I begged this woman to give it to me, and she sat me down, and it was pretty scary. She told me, don't worry about a 401k, don't worry about frickin' retirement, don't worry about nothing, because dude, you ain't going to make it. With blood pressure you got, man, you're one step, you got 1 foot out the door, the other on a banana peel to a stroke, pal. And she scared the shit right out of me. And between that, me eating like shit, and I knew everything that was kind of doing it. I was sleeping like crap, and that kind of goes towards your diet. I had my daughter telling me, gotta do this, gotta do that, and I didn't listen to nobody. And my wife I give her credit because she'll walk every day. She'll do it all. And she got on this keto thing, and she was on it. And I was like, bullshit. And finally, I got on the scale and everything, and I looked down, and I was pushing the 200-pound mark. And I said, man, that's it. That's it. This thing's got to go the other way. Can't go up anymore. I'm talking about I got my CDL. She finally gave it to me. It was for 3 months. And it was like, man, I knew I was flirting with disaster, because it wasn't going to happen again. If I couldn't get that down, they were either going to, I started taking blood pressure pills, and when I went back to get checked, it didn't move it at all. And it was like, man, you're either going to I'm going to have to really juice you up, get some stronger blood pressure pills, and I didn't want them, because I've heard and read about the side effects of them things, and I know they work. I mean, I'm not going to say to people out there that are doing it, but man, to me, there's alternatives to everything, man. I got friends that are hurt, backache, shit like that, But my one good friend Frank, I'm not putting you down, dude, because I think the world of it. But man, you got a backache and shit, and you're overweight. Just take that weight and carry it around. The overweight you are, add to it the same amount and put it in a backpack and walk around. Let me tell you something, that'll hurt anybody's back. Shit like that. I got a bad knee. When I lost all this weight, man, my freaking knee don't hurt at all. And the stuff that I'm doing. So I got on this keto kick, and I'm not preaching nothing. I mean, do the research yourself. I got on this keto kick. Here it is, right here. I mean, this is some of the stuff I do in this jar right there. I mean, this stuff right here is my life. I love it. I seen something sort of like this at Sam's Club in the health food section. A guy was selling. I mean, it was $27. It wasn't this much, I bet, and it was $27. But it was pretty much turmeric and some flavoring in it, obviously. So because turmeric tastes like chalk, and he had some flavoring in it and everything, and the trick to turmeric, if anybody does it, with this stuff right here, I can tell you what's in this. There's turmeric in here. There's about a tablespoon, maybe a little bit more than a tablespoon of turmeric. There's matcha tea in here. There's like a tablespoon of matcha tea. You get all this stuff at HEB, in the bulk section. So it's not expensive. There's ginger root in here, about a tablespoon. apple cider vinegar, I use that because apple cider vinegar, if you do the research on that, you'll find out the stuff's really good for you. It's great for your stomach. And all this stuff is good for your immune system and your joints and everything else. Then like I said, then I fill it with water, filtered water. And like towards the end of the week, I'll put about, like I said, about that much, maybe about that much in a coffee cup. Sometimes a little bit more. Each morning, I do it every morning. And then I take chopped up garlic. I take about 2 cloves of garlic and chop that up. And I eat that every morning too. Because that's real good for you. I don't know. Like I said, do the research yourself. It's just awesome for you. And like I said, then I fill the rest of it up with water. And I'll put about that much in a coffee cup each morning. And the trick to it too, when you put this in a coffee cup, there's no black pepper in here. And black pepper is what activates that turmeric. Let me tell you something. What the guy told me at Sam's Club too, if you don't put black pepper in it, the turmeric don't work. It's like the chemicals in a pool. If you don't have them right, they don't work. You might have clean water, water that's not, but it's not blue. And that's sort of the same thing with this turmeric and the black pepper. When that black pepper goes in that turmeric, it causes a reaction, and it causes it, I guess, like an activation, an activator like the glue. And like I said, it ain't bad. My wife sometimes will put cinnamon in it, kind of. And I put lemon juice, a little bit of lemon juice in it, just to help the flavor out a little. And now I don't mind it. I've been taking it for a while now, and I've never felt better. My joints feel great. When I shoot my bow, my shoulder don't hurt. My shoulder used to bother me pretty good. And I follow Joe Rogan. I mean, and this Dr. Rhonda Patrick, she talks about this stuff too, stuff like this. And, I don't follow him verbatim, but, I've kind of, it's kind of like an inspiration to me because, man, I give the guy credit, what he talks about and what he does. And my son follows him, and he'll tell me, Dad, check out this vlog that he just did. He had somebody on it or him. And he's kind of open-minded, which I like, about him. Plus, he's a hunter, and he's a bow hunter. Got pretty much into it. Him and Cameron Hanes, he's another guy I like to follow. I mean, he's an inspiration. I mean, the guy's a beast. Some guy I'd love to hunt with someday. I'd love to have him come out to Kentucky because, I mean, this freaking guy can hunt. I just like people that are purists like that. But like I said, keep yourself healthy. Man, you won't regret it, man. All of a sudden, like I said, I see my buddy Josh. He looks so good, and I feel so finally. I mean, I'm 57 years old. I've never felt better in my life. So, I mean, things are working. My goal is to be in better shape in my 60s, which isn't far, than I was pretty much in my late 30s, early 40s. And I'm not even far from that. And, man, it's just not to be vain. Man, when you start getting older, it's easy to make excuses and junk like that. But, man, let me tell you something. When I get up in the morning sometimes, not to be conceited or vain, I mean, I kind of don't mind the dude looking back at me anymore. I'm like, I'm getting there. I mean, I don't have this gut hanging out. I mean, I did stop drinking. I was drinking a decent amount of beer. I knew I kind of crossed the line when I went from a 6-pack to a 12-pack. When I went to the grocery store with my wife, I was like, I'm going to grab a 12-pack because I don't feel like coming back, which was bullshit because I knew when I got home I was going to drink it. And I did. Then I started drinking it during the week. And I said, man, this shit's got to stop because it's only killing me. I mean, not that I don't mind enjoying a beer every once in a while, but it's rare. Now it's rare. The only cool thing about it, too, I did about a week ago, a week or so ago, we went out to lunch, my son, his girlfriend, my wife, and I, and I had a couple beers, a couple of IPAs, and let me tell you, they rocked my world. I came home and I was buzzed. So it's pretty cool now because it's like a cheap high. I mean, you can get a buzz pretty easy, and so that was pretty cool. I mean, it was like, I mean, I didn't have to drink a damn 6 or 12-pack to get that buzz going. So, but I mean, and everything I do pretty much it's because of hunting. And myself and my wife and my family, of course. But I mean, the bottom line is, man, I start thinking about when I'm going to go back to Kentucky. Eventually, I want to do an elk hunt. That's my dream. But I want to be able to do it. Just because I'm getting older don't mean I have to fall apart. And that's the same thing with you guys out there. You know, keep yourself healthy. You know, I mean, it pays dividends when hunting season comes around. You'll feel really, really good. Uh, so, you know, I'm going to start, you know, closing this out. So just kind of, you know, follow along. I'm going to try to do these more and more. I kind of, but like skipping around, it's been taking long for me to do it. This one here is about the longest one I've done. Uh, Before I end, what I'm doing too is I'm a Goodwill, you know, secondhand I kind of got into that. You know, I don't know what happened. I went with my wife a few times, so she'll go. You know, she's like, man, you got to see the clothes I see for, you know, that you'd love and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, bullshit. I ain't buying somebody else's junk. Well, let me tell you something. I mean, I don't want to shoot myself in the foot. Why don't you let me do the work and I'll post the clothes? Or if you know, if you guys live up north, especially here in Texas where I'm at, a lot of people are transplants that come down here. And what I've noticed when they come down here, and they got a lot, especially from up north, and they got a lot of nice clothes, and a lot of these people are like businessmen and stuff like that, people with money, you know, and they come down here and they start looking at these coats and sweatshirts and sweaters and shit that they'll never wear again, and they end up finding their way over to these Goodwills and stuff like that. They just donate them. And let me tell you something, I got in my closet fishing shirts. I can't tell you how many I got. Nice sweaters, hooded sweatshirts, Under Armour, Carhartt, North Face. I got North Face pants. I mean, you name all these top brands, and some of them are crazy. They got tags on them, you know, and you could see what they must have paid for them. But so what I'm going to do, I'm going to do an online store on, what's it on? YouTube? YouTube? I think it's YouTube, isn't it? YouTube, it's either YouTube or eBay. I think it's one of them. Just, what the hell is it on? Hold on. I'll look on my phone right now. I think, and my wife's probably saying, you're a damn idiot. You don't even know. I mean, I know it's on Facebook too. You could kind of follow along on Facebook and see where they're at. Because I'm starting an online store. Because I got so many things, and I enjoy doing it. And it's a hassle. Because I'll spend hours at this thing finding clothes. And I find out, I mean, if somebody out there needs good winter clothes when it's for kids, especially for kids, I mean, they grow out of this stuff so stinking fast. If you need some good online clothes, good clothes and stuff like that, all top brands. And I look the best I could when I'm checking this stuff out to make sure they have no stains, no rips, you know, that they're in really good shape. Some of them might have the most minute thing on them, but I mean, I'm talking about shirts and pants that are probably, I mean, I got North Face pants in there. I don't even know what they cost. I got a Columbia jacket in there that I'm going to sell. I mean, this thing it's a nice coat. I mean, that coat had to go over $100, $150, close to, I know it has. I looked it up. And I pay hardly anything for these things. I mean, 10, some of them are 10. The most I'll pay for something is about like 11 or 12 bucks. But I mean, like these shirts, these Columbia shirts, Under Armour, Magellan, all these fishing shirts and stuff like that. REI, I found these nice REI shirt, which I know is really expensive. That's a high-end camping store here in Houston. I don't know if you have it, you know, where you live. But, man, all this, I find some good stuff. So check it out. And I'm going to be putting this stuff on, you know, on my online store. And just follow along, and I'll be putting it up. And like I said, you know, check it out. I'm going to try to, you know, I want to sell it. What's going to happen? I guarantee the same thing will happen to you. It'll happen to me. You will not go to these stores no more because it's kind of nuts. I am not. I mean, I'll go into a store. I mean, you know, these shirts are expensive, and I mean, I come out of this thing with 2 bags for less than $20. You know, and I don't want, you know, I hope you buy off of me and you don't go yourself, because the only thing that does suck, it does take time. And so let me do it. Let me do the legwork, you know, take advantage of it. You're still going to pay probably, I guarantee, less than $10 for anything. You know, $5 for most shirts and stuff. That's what they, you know, I'm going to try to sell them for, anywhere from $5 to $7. You can't buy a decent t-shirt for that. And I'm talking, like I said, some quality stuff. You'll be shocked when you see it. So kind of follow along with it and So with that, you know, uh, just check everything out. Josh, good luck to your son. I'm praying for him. All my other buddies out there, keep chasing the dream.